As we get farther into Inktober and Halloween, the urge to draw Monster High girls only gets stronger and stronger. And this happens every year. Every year for Inktober, I always end up drawing Monster High girls, or at least Draculaura. That's been kind of like a reoccurring theme every year. I'll show them up on screen now. And I try not to do like more Halloween-y, like monster spooky stuff early on in like October and Inktober because I don't want to like get burnt out of spooky stuff and like kind of get over Halloween before Halloween actually happens. So I try to like pace myself and start off with like either non-Halloween stuff or just themes with like very low-key like spooky themes, such as like the cat girl from the last video, because like it's like it could be linked to Halloween because of like black cats, but it's not in your face like spooky monster Halloween, you know. But I was definitely feeling it a bit more this week. It could be because it's been a bit colder, a little bit rainier and darker outside, and I don't know, maybe it's got me more in the fall Halloween mood. But I was definitely really itching to draw some Monster High girlies this week, so I thought that I would start off with Frankie. And I don't actually know if I've drawn any other Monster High girl before. I think I may have drawn Frankie before. I used to watch Monster High when I was a child, but it was very long ago, and my memory is very bad. Just very, very bad. So I can't actually remember all too much about Monster High. But I think Frankie was kind of, in my memory, she's kind of like the main girl. Like, I feel like she's, whenever all the girls are like standing in a group or like walking down the hallway, I feel like she's always in the middle. So I feel like she kind of gives off main character vibes. I could be completely wrong. I have not watched this show in probably a decade, but that's kind of the vibe I get. So, and I also just wanted to draw a character that just wasn't Draculaura for once, because that's normally the character I always gravitate towards. So yeah, I thought we'd do Frankie this time. And if you haven't seen Monster High, if you don't understand, Frankie is like the monster girly for Frankenstein. I feel like that's pretty straightforward, but just in case you didn't know that. I think the reason why I always gravitate towards drawing characters like Draculaura and Frankie and like just characters like that is because they have kind of like I almost want to call it like zebra hair. They have like the two colored like kind of, I don't know how to explain it other than just zebra hair, and I just always think that it's just fun doing their hair just with my little pens, you know, markers. I actually making these two sketches, I was just really itching for my Copic markers again. I really wanted to make a full like Copic portrait of these characters and others as well, but I've left my Copics in Norway. I'm in London studying, and like I can only bring so much art supplies with me, so I don't have that. I don't really have a lot of experience with painting portraits. I don't know how comfortable I'd be doing that. I could always try that, but I think I might make some digital portraits of these girlies. Either way, I want to actually color them. I always make these little Inktober drawings, but I actually want to color them. I'm really itching to do that. And my Copic markers would be ideal, but I gotta work with what I got. Maybe over Christmas when I'm back in Norway, I'll try to do that. But I definitely think I'm gonna make some digital portraits, so maybe that'll be the next video. But obviously full-fledged drawings take a lot longer to record, and they're just longer videos to make in general compared to stuff like this. So I might have to post it in like 2 weeks or something, depends on how long it takes me to get through them. That's the only problem with like making art for YouTube, is that it kind of feels like a lot of the time it has to kind of be quantity over quality, because I can push out a lot of like these sketchy videos, but obviously like full illustrations, they just take much longer. Like my digital videos as well, or my videos of like digital artwork where I put so many more hours into these drawings, it normally takes at least 2 weeks for me to be able to finish these videos. Like I am a full-time student. I've just gotten a job as well. I travel on the weekends to my boyfriend who lives 2 hours away. Like I'm always traveling. I'm always on the move, or at school, or doing uni work. So I am a very busy person. But I try my best to get work, like personal work done as well for my socials, but it's just more of a commitment to do full illustrations. But I obviously want to get work out there that I'm actually proud of, and not just like half an hour long sketches, if that makes sense. I don't know, I normally write notes for these voiceovers, like not a script, but I have notes so that I'm kind of like I'm naturally flowing into the different topics, like I guess in the order that just makes sense, or that like just flows better. But I really didn't feel like doing that today, so I am winging it, and therefore this is kind of all over the place, and I do apologize for that. So I am quite happy with how Frankie turned out. My only problem is that Frankie has this very distinct like skin tone, and it's not quite blue and it's not quite green. Like, if anything, I'd say it's like a very minty color. It's like a very pale, I want to say mint green, but like still that hint of blue. Of course, I'm going off of memory now. But I remember I was using my Tombow markers to put in like the little colored details, and none of my markers just kind of like fully fit that color. Like, I feel like the color I went with is just slightly too green. Like, I would have liked a little touch of blue. But yeah, I think that's also why I really got the urge to make full colored illustrations for at least Frankie, was because like she has such an interesting color palette and just design, and I feel like I just couldn't quite do it justice, because like the markers that I had just wasn't quite the right color, and I really wanted to nail that color. So yeah, I will probably do some more Monster High drawings in the future, because I am itching to just like color them. But I really want to draw more like obscure characters, more lesser known, not just like Draculaura every year. Not that there's anything wrong with drawing Draculaura, but like I'd like to get to some other characters as well. I mean, in this video I've drawn Frankie and Draculaura, and I'd just like to do some lesser known characters, some other characters, not just the big ones or the ones that I always draw. Moving on to Draculaura, I did enjoy both of these drawings, and I'm quite happy with the outcome of both of them. But one thing though is that Draculaura's hair was so difficult for some reason. I don't know why I struggled with it. Or maybe not, I didn't necessarily struggle with it, but god, it took ages. I have sped up the hair process so much for this video, because I just spent so long on it. Like, it's kind of unnecessary, the amount of time I spent on that. I don't know why it took me that long, but it did, and it annoyed me that it took that long, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, Draculaura, she is drinking from, I guess it's kind of like a Starbucks cup. Okay, it doesn't have to be Starbucks. She's drinking from a cup, and it's blood. She's got blood in her little cup. So yeah, I would have done another like Inktober week 2 drawings, like to kind of match my last video, but I am recording this on the Friday before this comes out, and at this point I have made 3. Yeah, I think I've made 3 Inktober drawings this week. I might make some more over the weekend, but either way, I want to get this video finished before that point. So at this stage, these are the drawings that I have. I have one more, but I think instead of cramming it all into one video, I think I'd rather just keep this Monster High girls. Like this video is long enough. I didn't really want to push out like a really long video this weekend, especially since I really need to start working on my next video, especially if it's going to be like digital artwork. That's going to take significantly longer, and it will probably take me 2 weeks to actually get it out. To what I've been up to lately, I have started reading Poppy War. I'm almost 200 pages in now, and I am very liking it. I am very much liking Poppy War so far. I've read a handful of like normal contemporary romance books this year, because I haven't really read many contemporary romance books. I normally only read fantasy, but I kind of stepped out of my comfort zone like over the summer. Read a few like Emily Henry books, and just like big romance, contemporary romance books to kind of like test the waters, I guess. But since I've been doing that, I've been really itching for like good, dark, heavy fantasy. So Poppy War was perfect for that, and I am enjoying it. It is definitely what I needed right now. And other than that, I have started playing a game called Graveyard Keeper with my boyfriend, and it kind of gives off like Halloween Stardew Valley vibes. Like it reminds me a lot about Stardew Valley, but instead of running a farm, you're running a graveyard, and the whole game just feels very like dark and gloomy, and it feels like fall, it feels like October, Halloween, because you've got like death and stuff, you know. It wasn't planned to necessarily be like a Halloween game, but that did work out perfectly. Like that, I do think that the timing was great. So yeah, I've been enjoying that lately. And other than that, I've just been at uni, you know, I've made these drawings, and you know, if I'm not doing these drawings, or if I'm not at uni or traveling, then I've been reading Poppy War or playing Graveyard Keeper. And that's about it to my current art projects. I've been doing some more uni work. I do have some due soon, so I actually have to actually get some work done for that. Obviously, I've been doing my Inktober pieces, and I have started on the digital portraits. I've done the sketches, because I might just use these 2 drawings right here, and then just like transfer them over to my iPad and just do the coloring there, but use these 2 drawings as like my base sketch, just to make it easier as well, and just because I am quite happy with just these drawings or with the sketches, so I might just use that as my base and just go from there. So yeah, I think that will be my priority art wise. I mean, obviously my uni work will have to be my priority, but when I'm not doing that, I'll be trying my best to do these portraits. And then I guess Inktober will kind of take a backseat, because I want to actually get like some Halloween inspired work done this month, like outside of Inktober as well. So yeah, those are my plans. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you guys hopefully next Sunday.